How should I store my coffee? That is one of the biggest questions we get. Do I do it in the refrigerator or the freezer or neither of them? Well, today we are going to answer that question definitively. I'm Eric. This is the Mug Life. I didn't choose the Mug Life chose me. One of the questions we always get at the shop is, how should I store my coffee? Should I put it in the refrigerator? Should I put it in the freezer? Should I just leave it in a bag in the cabinet? Well, that's a great question. We are going to do some very scientific testing today to figure out what's the best way to store your coffee and what's going to taste best. What we've got here in front of us are, some of you may have remembered back in September, we had a workshop series. This is our Costa Rica anaerobic process coffee. We have some of it that was kept out at room temperature. We have a sample that was kept in the refrigerator. We have a sample that was kept in the freezer. We brought them up to room temperature, and in a little bit we are going to cup the coffees. By we, I mean me. Going to cup the coffees and see if there's any flavor difference. One thing I will say, as I'm just making observations here, there is not much of a difference in look, in visually, for any of the coffees. They all seem to be about the same. I kind of half expected to see some more oils on the ones that were in the freezer, just as because of the way things changed and expanding and contracting. I expected more oils to be on the surface of the beans and less to be on the surface of the beans in the room temperature ones, but they're not. As another note, these were bagged, roasted, and bagged on September 3rd. It is now October 27th, so we are just shy of 8 weeks. We'll call it 7 weeks that we have been having these sit in the freezer or refrigerator or on the countertops. So let's get to it, cup some coffee, and see if we notice any flavor difference between the three of them. All right, we're back. We've cupped our coffee, or we're getting ready to cup our coffee. One thing I should tell you is that we're cupping this blind. I've got little markers on the bottom of the cups, so I don't know which one is which anymore. They were in order before. I can guarantee you they are not in order anymore. So let's get to tasting, shall we? They're not bad. There's a little bit of brightness to them. They're not nearly what I remember them to be from 2 months ago. I can guarantee you that. There are some notable differences on there. This last one, I think, has really started to fall flat. This one here has the least amount of interest to it. And they all, the first one, there's a little bit of a woody note. It's not bad. There's some brightness to it, some juiciness. It's definitely got some interest. This second one is kind of dull and uninteresting. Not a lot happening there, where we've definitely got a fruity note to it. This one's been more closer to what I remember this Costa Rican coffee to be. And this third one definitely falls flat. There's not a lot of brightness to that, not a lot of excitement going on with that one at all. So if I had my choice, I'd say this one here would be the most well-preserved coffee of all of them. And then I would go 1, 2, 3, kind of in the order that it's in here. Now let's hope that it's not in the original order, which would be really kind of awkward. So interestingly enough, this one here is the one that was kept in the freezer. No, I'm sorry, this one was the freezer one. And this one here is the one that was kept out at room temperature. And that means this one here, yep, that would be the case, was the one that's the refrigerator. So the refrigerator one is actually the worst one, but definitely flavor-wise, the one that was kept at room temperature has stayed the best, I would say. Let me just... Yeah, definitely. The freezer one's got some off woody notes to it. The one that was in the refrigerator, definitely the worst. I don't know why that would be. I would expect the freezer one, if there's going to be one, would be the worst one, but the refrigerator one is the worst. The freezer one is second, but without a doubt here, the one that was kept at room temperature has definitely stayed the best flavor-wise, and that's over almost 2 months of just sitting out. So there you have it. Definitely would recommend keeping your coffee at room temperature in a sealed bag, and you'll have the best flavor over a long period of time. That's all I've got for today. Keep serving coffee people love.